Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be talking about the armored Tampa, some new details, information, and everything you need to know about this menacing weaponized vehicle. That's right, so for a lot of people, this vehicle stole the show out of all the vehicle screenshots that Rockstar released for Gunrunning last week. There was actually two screenshots that, in my opinion, were kind of like dedicated to this vehicle. And we've got some information to talk about today, as well as some theories too and everything you need to know. So the first and biggest question I've gotten about this vehicle is how are we going to go about purchasing it? You know, is it a brand new vehicle? Or is it going to be similar to what we've seen with past DLCs, like with the Comet and the LG, how you take it to a shop like Benny's and it transforms into the LG Retro Custom and the Comet Retro Custom, something like that? Or is it going to be like where you buy a armored, weaponized war Tampa from a website like Warstock Cash and Carry, or from some other, vehicle armory website that seems to be added into the game? That would be more closely related to what we saw with import-export with these special vehicles, how you just bought the Ruiner 2000 from the website and it was automatically stored in your vehicle warehouse. There was no taking the Ruiner to some shop and then getting it upgraded. So I'm kind of torn here because I could see both options working. So let me set out the scenario for you. Option number one, you buy a regular Tampa off the Southern San Andreas website, you take it to your bunker. In your bunker, there's a custom weaponized vehicle shop that allows you to put all these weaponized upgrades on there. That's option number one. Or inside the bunker yourself, you can just store these vehicles, and there's an option on the Warstock Cash and Carry website to just buy the weaponized War Tampa. And then, just like normal, you'd be able to apply certain upgrades to this vehicle, just like you could apply certain upgrades to some of the special vehicles, like the Ramp Buggy, as well as the Rocket Voltic and Ruiner 2000. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments section down below. Do you think it's going to be more closer to option number one, where you buy the Tampa and then upgrade it? Or do you think it's going to be closer to option number two, where you will literally just buy the weaponized Tampa and then you'll be able to upgrade it, like putting different attachments on it from there? The only thing that Rockstar said on the Newswire is the Tampa gets a weaponized upgrade. So I don't know if they're referring to the Tampa getting an upgrade or you have to physically upgrade it. Again, they were just vague enough to make it a little bit unclear as to what we're going to be doing. So now that we know that, let's talk about the armored war Tampa itself. I told you it was featured in two screenshots, which means we actually get to see a good bit of detail regarding this vehicle and everything about it. So for starters, there's actually three different types of confirmed deliveries that we can see so far. The first of which is more of this like brown woodlands one that can be seen in the very first screenshot. It features dark chocolate browns and then more like lighter woodsy browns. That's the first livery. And then the next two can be seen on this screenshot right here. The one in the background has more of like a traditional dark green, lighter green army camo on there. And then the one in the foreground is like a red and black digital camo, which is pretty cool. So we can confirm so far that there are three different types of upgradable liveries. That also begs the question, will you have to order the car with a certain livery? Will you be able to change it? Again, lots of unknown questions right here. We also know that there are three different type of hood options for this vehicle. There's a stock hood option, which can be seen on the red digital Tampa. There is a raised kind of power bulge hood option that can be seen on the green one. And then we can also see a power bulge option with extra lights, which can also be seen on the first Tampa we looked at, the one with the brown livery. So those are more customization options right there. We also know there's going to be at least two customization options for the grille. So in two of the screenshots, you can see that there are missiles kind of where the lights are supposed to be for the Tampa. So one of them has no extra missiles, and then two of them do have the extra missiles. So by default, we know there's going to be at least two of them. And we know that there's going to be one customization option for the rear of this car. It looks like it's some, rear-mounted mortar missile that can be seen in this screenshot right here. And the explosion that those missiles seem to be putting off is massive. As I'll show you guys a little bit later in the video, it's much bigger than just a traditional sticky bomb or rocket. We also know from the screenshot that custom set of wheels can be applied to these vehicles. This one is rocking the Amazon off-road wheels with custom tires. They've also been changed to red, so that's pretty cool that we'll be able to put at least some civilian features on this Armor Tampa. And then last but not least, as far as the windows and armor plating goes, we will have the ability to tint the windows as seen in the back screenshot of this one right here. And as I pointed out in previous videos, the armor plating on the passenger side is much worse than on the driver's side. Ironically enough, in all three shots, we can really only see what the driver's side looks like. And there, of course, is no difference in the armor plating. And I almost missed probably the most important thing is the weapons are definitely going to be able to be upgraded in some way, shape, or form. This red Tampa right here only having one minigun, while as the green Tampa has two miniguns. And I don't know if you'll be able to change the color of the barrels because the one on the red Tampa is black, the one on the green Tampa is red. That would actually be pretty cool, a whole nother dynamic of extra customization for these vehicles. Now, just like I did in the APC video, in case you guys are interested in where these screenshots take place, we're going to be taking a look at them right now. Now, these are not perfect in any way. This is just my rough attempt to get them in the closest possible spot. This first screenshot right here is a pretty easy one. You guys can see there's a couple things that give it away in the background. The windmills are there. You can also see some like mountain on the far right that has some like little station on top of it. This is at Trevor's Airfield, so Sandy Shores Air Base. That's where it's located, right at the end of the runway. It was like really close to sunset. That palm tree in the background is a pretty big giveaway too. You had the Mammotus plane on the left with the cargo bob in the background. Again, my screenshot, certainly not perfect here. Things are in a little bit more focus, and obviously I'm just using Michael as the character of reference there. But in case you guys are wondering, that's where the first one is. Not sure if that's significant. It may mean that there's just a bunker really close by, and we do know that there is one, but I still think that that's pretty cool. And then the next one is also really close. This screenshot right here of our two Tampas driving down the road. This takes place on Route 68, right about here. We know this for a couple reasons. Number one, the power lines running across the road, the fence line at the top of the little mountain, and also the explosion in the back. There's actually a yellow billboard, and I believe that's like a Cluckenbell billboard or something like that. You'll see it in our final screenshot. This is what it looks like right here. We've got the red Tampa straddling the two solid yellow lines with the green Tampa riding right next to it. Now, what I also wanted to show you guys, as I mentioned earlier, was the explosion. To try and mimic this screenshot, I threw down a sticky bomb, and I wanted to see what would happen if I exploded it. The sticky bomb explosions are nowhere near as big as that. So it kind of makes me wonder what caused that explosion, and is the rear-mounted mortar that can be found on that Tampa that powerful? Because those explosions are huge, way bigger than anything a sticky bomb can generate. So that'll be pretty interesting right there. And also in this screenshot, as I've pointed out in previous videos, it almost looks as if a giant truck is chasing these two guys. Why would you fire the mortars at nothing? That's kind of what I can see in this portion of the screenshot right there. It certainly looks as if something is ending up chasing it. Now, unfortunately, unlike the APC, we don't have a reference of this armored Tampa in another Grand Theft Auto game. The Tampa was featured in GTA 4. It made its way into GTA 5. It got the Drift Tampa update. Now it's getting the War Tampa upgrade to it as well. But there isn't anything in previous games that are like this. The only thing I can think of that Rockstar have done here is they watched the movie Death Race. So in Death Race, there was a Mustang that was kitted out very similar to this, with the armor plating, the minigun that was mounted. This one to the hood. Obviously, we know ours are mounted to the roof, or at least the three images we've seen so far are. But I literally think that Rockstar watched this movie Death Race and said, hey, we're going to make, instead of a Mustang, instead of a Dominator, we're going to use the Tampa, which is actually kind of close. So I think that's exactly where Rockstar got their inspiration from this. And this wouldn't surprise us, as we've seen them in the past get inspiration from other movies like Fast and Furious. So again, this would not be a shock. And if you want to get hyped, watch the movie Death Race, because it literally gives you like a perfect idea of almost how this vehicle is going to work. But anyways, that's all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today regarding the Armored War Tampa. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Are you hyped for this vehicle? Or do you think it's going to be way too overpowered? Or do you think there's going to be some issue with it? How do you think it's going to work in terms of buying it or purchasing it? let me know in the comments section down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. Without the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.